What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Animation Revaluation podcast. I am your host, Lizer, and with me, as always, is Jay. What is up, Jay?
What's good, bro?
What's up, man? How was your week?
Pretty good. I mean, besides the whole heat being miserable and then it raining randomly.
Yeah, that seems to be a constant problem we've been having out here. It's been happening a lot.
Weird weather, I'm telling you.
Shit's a little fucky.
A little. That's an exaggeration.
It's all good, though. We here. Lived another week.
We here. Oh, man.
It's been
what a week it has been. What a week it has been.
Want to play a game instead?
Oh, what are you talking about?
Just want to.
I don't know. We spent
right now.
what? You spent what? 6 hours. A collective 6 hours playing a singular game. It's crazy.
I could switch to Batman right now, bro. We don't. We don't have to do this.
At least not this specific one, but you know, would be letting a few people down. So you got it.
Fuck them.
Respectable, honestly.
Yeah. All right. Well, this was my week to choose a show.
Oh my god.
Come on, we gotta get into it.
Fine.
We need it to happen. Alright. This was my week to choose a show, and we watched Oh Maidens in Your Savage Season. And this show is, well, it's definitely an anime. Bro, I'm not even gonna sugarcoat this one. This anime was really weird, and I honestly think it was a bad choice. I've kind of ruined our streak of good anime, and I must now give myself 50 lashes. It's basically about a group of teen girls figuring out sex and their sexuality while in their literature club. And to sum them up, we have Kazusa, who is a plain and naive girl who discovers she has a crush on her childhood friend Izumi, this boy right here. And she then proceeds to have a bunch of awkward interactions with him, like accidentally walking in on him jerking it. You know, very relatable. Then we have the character of Rika, who she's like the leader of their club, and she's your generic glasses wearing girl that's uptight, hates to talk about sex even though they're basically just reading smut in class. And there's a episode where she gets made fun of in class for being basically a prude, and one dude sticks up for her and he says she's cute, he's always thought she's cute, blah blah blah. She doesn't believe him, but she thinks about that later on, and there was at one point he said that she looked like a model that was in a magazine. So she looked up the magazine and saw that she kind of does look like the model, so she went and redid her hair and took her glasses off, and suddenly she was cute. Guess you could say she had a metamorphosis.
Oh. Why?
I have the biggest shit-eating grin on my face.
I know you do. When you said that, my brain immediately was like, please don't say it. Please don't say it. That's the glasses.
Yeah. Yeah. Moving on. Following her is Momoko. And she's... honestly, there's not much to say about her within those first 5 episodes that we watched. She's basically the friend that's there for everyone else when they have their problems in their episodes, but she's not really given much focus. Towards the 4th or 5th episode, they start hinting that she might be gay. So, that's pretty cool. You do you, girl.
For Papa sis.
Yeah. Then we have Hitoha, who is an aspiring author that is writing an erotic novel. She has these like very sexually charged chats with an anonymous stranger online and uses those interactions to fuel the writing of the book in the hopes to make the dialogue feel more natural so the editor can approve it for publication. Sadly, the book is denied, which, I feel that. And she decided her next step would be to meet the stranger in person and basically get down and dirty with them. However, the dude turned out to be a teacher in the school. His name is Yamagishi. And after he realizes that it's her that he is meeting up with, he promptly runs away, but then is later blackmailed into being the club's advisor, as well as like her confidant for her writing issues. And honestly, their relationship was what mainly made me feel weird about this show, because of course there's like the weird pedophilia aspect of it, but then it was even pointed out at one point that he says he has no interest in high school girls, but he was willing to meet up with one randomly for some dirty dancing. So like, dude pretty much threw himself under a bus.
Indeed.
And finally, we have Sugawara. Now, Sugawara is actually the character that made me want to watch this show this week, because I saw a clip of her interacting with Izumi that I mentioned earlier, and I thought it was a pretty interesting clip. It was kind of erotic, kind of funny, and I thought, like, if the whole show's like this, I'd be glad to watch it. But it turns out that she was actually very polarizing for me, because I love her design, I love her general attitude, but I hate the things that she does. Out of all the characters, she seems to be the most open about sex, which is fine, but the way she goes about things kind of irritates me. Like, there's one time she meets up with this, like, otaku dude, because she's like, I want to have sex before I become an adult, because she feels like adulthood is like the end of her life or something like that.
Yeah.
And she has Kazusa meet up with her while she's with this dude to claim that she has like an STD to get him to back off. So she like stands up and yells like, "Oh, my crotch is itchy." Like, it feels like it's meant to be comedic for us, but it was just weird. She also reveals, like, in episode 4 or 5, her backstory, which involves a man named Isashi, who was basically a director for a young actors troupe she was in as a child, and she pretty much like nonchalantly explains how he was a pedophile. So now we have 2 pedophiles on the show, proudly stating how much he loved little girls and that grown women don't do anything for him. There was even a flashback that showed like a moment where he like grabbed her leg and put her foot on his face, begging her to kick him, and it was just really uncomfortable for me to watch it. Yeah. Honestly, like, all in all, I think the idea for the show is good, but the
really
execution is just like, even
the execution needs work.
Yeah, even the comedic points don't make up for it, and I can honestly say right now, I'm not even gonna like hold anything for like later. I'm not gonna be watching any more of this.
I can't.
Like, I'm not even gonna make it a thing like, oh, wait till the end of the episode to find out what Lizer think. No, I'm not continuing this.
It's just really bad, because I had this vibe at first with the first episode, and I was just like very concerned, but very like, I thought I knew what was going on, and then just like I just didn't know what was going on anymore. And I was just like, oh, okay. And then the next episode is just like, oh, we're gonna figure out something about our sexuality, and I was like, okay, I see where this is going. And then the whole like the online chat room thing, and fucking trying to go meet up with a random guy to go fuck, like, high school. I don't know what year, I really don't care, but where the parents at?
The thing is, like, as someone who has gone through high school and did some stupid shit in high school. It's relatable, but damn, the way, like, again, just the execution of it, it's just not well done.
Like, it left a really sour taste in my mouth.
Yeah, and like we watched the first episode pretty much like the day after we did the last episode of this podcast.
We put it off for like 3 days.
Yeah, like literally after the first, like not even before the first episode was done, you were like, this is uncomfortable for me. So I was like, all right, cool, I can understand that. I felt fine at that point, and I think later on we had that discussion where it was like, you have older siblings and I have younger siblings.
Yeah.
So like I had to give the talk and all that, so I'm used to that kind of thing. But then it just got worse.
See, off of the whole like the sibling thing. See, I'm the baby, so I had to find out like a lot of stuff on my own. I didn't have like, you know, anyone to really be like, yeah, this is how this works. This is how this works. No, everything I pretty much figured out, I learned on my own, and I think I turned out pretty well.
Debatable.
To each their own.
But like I didn't feel that discomfort at first because me being the oldest, I've had to see that kind of stuff in real life, like the discovery and all that. Have you ever watched the movie Kids?
No.
The movie Kids is basically this. It's like, I think it's like early 90s propaganda against like teenage sex, and it's about like this generic 90s teenage boy that's like involved in drugs and unprotected sex with anyone he can do it with, and he's a skateboarder and gets into fights, blah blah blah. And like his ex-girlfriend finds out that, you know, she has, I think, HIV, and he was her only partner, so she's trying to like track him down through the movie to warn him not to, you know, sleep with other girls and stuff. And throughout the movie he's just like banging chicks without protection, and they're all teenagers, and it's just like really fucked up, but it's supposed to like teach about this kind of thing. And I kind of got that vibe from this, and then it just went down like the pedophile direction. I was like, whoa, okay, not what I was expecting.
Yeah, I'm all for like people learning about themselves and what they like and dislike, but it took the wrong approach with this, like, entirely.
Yeah.
And I was willing to get, like, that's the whole reason why I was like, fuck it, I'll watch like episode 2, 3, 4, and 5. 'Cause I was like, I'll give it a shot, because it wasn't all that bad in the beginning. But as it went on, it got worse.
Yeah, like at first it was just, you know, girls discovering sexuality. That's fine. Like it was a little weird at first, but sure, you know. But then you got to like the teacher-student thing, and I believe later on they end up like going to a hotel and just banging it out. And then like Blondie here and like the old dude, and she's like actively trying to make him jealous, it seems. I was just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's kind of weird, bro.
Yeah. The original clip I saw was of Blondie here and Izumi on the train. Not the scene that I thought it was in episode 5. I guess they go on the train again together later on, and I guess she was asking him like, does he want to do it with anyone, which is, you know, a question that's asked to pretty much every character multiple times in the show. And
like if the world's gonna end.
Yeah, something like that. But then she says like, do you want to practice with me? And I think he tells her no. And this is like, she had forced him to like grope her earlier on the train, it seemed.
Yeah, tell him all of it.
Like one of those situations where like he got bumped into her and she decided to grab his hand and like grab her ass with it or something. But then he tells her no, he doesn't want that. And she goes back into the train and she's like, oh, but you were so hard. And then the doors closed and train goes away and the clip ends. And I was like, oh, that seemed kind of interesting. Like, seemed like it could be ecchi, funny, I don't know. Let's give it a shot. I wasn't expecting this.
Yeah, This is just a bad touch.
Yeah.
This is you normally things like this I can like just look past, but like that extra step forward into like the darker side, I was not okay.
Yeah.
Usually I'm just like whatever. This
This was funny though. This
oh bro,
Quote
I thought he was
4K.
yeah, I thought he was upstairs with that other girl. I thought the other girl would be at his house.
I did too, honestly.
And I was like,
yeah.
it's like she just walks in on like those two like almost there, but no, it was just him just being his meat in his room. And I think it was just because I don't think his mom was home that night.
No, she had to bring him dinner.
Oh yeah, he didn't come down yet. He's like, hey, could you take this up to him?
Yeah, and she was like ringing the bell, but there was no answer, so she just walked in. Because they grew up with each other, childhood friends and all. And yeah, it didn't really work out for either one of them. Then she just takes off running.
Mm-hmm.
Like, everyone in this show is a track star. And then they had like the imagery, like the symbolism. Like she runs and away from him after that, and she's like thinking about all the like the signs she's passing for bars and stuff, and they all have like sexual euphemisms and things like that. And finally she stops and like a train is going under her, and she's like, oh, there's no way it'll fit. And then the train goes in the tunnel, which like underneath her is directly between her legs. She's like, oh, it fit. And I'm like, oh, what the fuck?
I will for like innuendos and stuff like that, because I find that shit that's just funny to me.
Yeah. I found those two like pretty funny at first, but then it just kept on with the same thing. And
Yeah,
it kind of it kind of got annoying.
It got really stale.
Yeah.
It was just like
And then with the Momaka, with like she gets invited out by like the dude. She's like, that's where they start hinting that she might be into girls and not boys. I was just getting like massive like weird guy vibes from the dude.
He was like when they went to go eat, he was like the whole thing came up to like 20, I think it was like 2,600, something like that. And he's like, hey, just like pay it, just give me 1,000 yen. And I was just like, okay. And he's like, and then he goes on to say, it's like, yeah, it's a man's right to like not let women pay. It's like, I feel some kind of way when women pay for like lunch and whatever.
Yeah, he's trying to be like, you know, big guy on campus, like I'm gonna be a gentleman. And she's like, you only saved me 200 like yen, which is like $2.
I was like, oh, okay, cool. I was like, I don't like that guy.
Yeah, I was just getting weird vibes from him. And then there was like the whole thing about she doesn't have a dad. So she says it to him, and he's just like, oh, okay, whatever, and they keep walking. But then later he texts her, it's like, yeah, I'm not gonna view you any other type of way. I have a friend who doesn't have a dad, and we're still friends. It's all good with me. And she's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I think she has 2 moms.
Probably. Or maybe she's adopted or something, I don't know. I'm not gonna find out.
I kind of want to go find out.
Feel free to. I'm not.
I just don't want to go anywhere near like the rest. I can't deal with the black hair girl. At first, I really liked her because I like the way she looked, and then it just evolved into something I don't like anymore.
You're talking about the one with the teacher?
Yeah, the woman that was trying to get with the teacher.
Yeah, and just me looking for these pictures. I found one of them like going to a hotel, and it says that they just talk, and then there's the subtitle of like it went in. And I was like, what? Huh? No.
Oh.
Yeah, so I think they bang it out.
Oh no.
But apparently she forces herself on him.
Wee woo. I honestly, it's on him. Because he shouldn't be getting involved in the first place. And I'll leave it at that.
Just see the thing.
Mm-hmm. I've had like maybe moments like that. And that was like me for one of the Regents exams. I think it was a global Regents exam. And it was like my teacher was like, yeah, this will be like one of the hardest tests you take, and like fucking
You lie.
I have an advanced Regents diploma. I took chemistry.
Bro,
That shit hard.
I got a fucking 98 on my English Regent. And they said the only reason that was because a paragraph has to be 5 sentences at the minimum, and my conclusion on my essay was 4 sentences. I was like, are you serious?
And then who gets to decide how many sentences in a fucking paragraph?
Satan.
That got me fucked up. Satan can lick my nuts.
God damn it, stop.
I've been hearing it a lot, and I've been trying to cut it out.
Yeah, but then we keep doing it.
It's contagious.
Yeah. I wasn't gonna do it, and then you did it, and then my mind just fucking automatically just. God damn it.
It's alright. It'll be okay.
Oh, it won't.
It'll die eventually.
Like, in everyday conversations, I started saying that ironically, like in the 2000s. I was making fun of people who said it, and now it's part of my vocabulary, and I hate it, but I can't stop.
That's me incorporating curse words into my everyday vocabulary.
Just languages you don't even speak. Just throw some Polish in there. Gudvar. Like, what the fuck?
I've learned how to curse in like 4 different languages, and it's okay.
Are you conversational? I can curse.
Am I multilingual? No. Can I curse someone out in 4 different languages?
Hell yes. Yeah.
It's perfect.
Yeah. It's all good.
You got any more memes for this shit show?
No, I just kind of want to be done. Like, I'm okay with this being a shorter podcast episode, honestly. I just want to be done.
Yeah, this one was. I'm kind of glad this one's a short one, because oh man, was this just terrible, bro.
But let's go through the motions. Will you be continuing the show?
No.
Me either.
This shit gets a fucking 3.
Yep, that's exactly what I was gonna say, a 3, because I can understand the plot lines. I can understand wanting to make a show like this. The execution is just so poor. And I look it up and I'm hearing people praising this show, and I'm like, ooh.
No way.
No, not my cup of tea.
Bad. That's so bad, dude.
Oh, take us away from here. What do you have? What do you have for next week?
What do I have? I have something great. Let me see if I can. Excuse the person dying in my back.
Onichichi?
Oh no, stop. You like D&D?
Not really.
That's too bad.
He says as we have D&D conversations that last hours. Literally have a D&D bot in a non-D&D chat group.
That's it.
We should start doing that. Like, roll 1d5 and have like 5 animes picked out. And that's.
I'm gonna do that. But they all have to be reasonable. They have to be 5 reasonable topics. Like 5
4 reasonable ones and 1 that we don't want to watch.
One that. Yeah.
Like
watch us get like the one we didn't want to watch, like
each time.
Every time. Yeah.
This is fucking. God damn it.
But we got Goblin Slayer next week.
Hey. Is that the one about the dude that slays goblins?
Yeah.
Shit. Can you guess how I figured that out?
I don't know. Does the name give it away? I don't know.
Wait, what's the name of it?
I don't know.
I'm I'm down to watch this though. I watched a couple episodes and then I switched to the manga back in the day.
Oh.
But like after a while, I just kind of fell off.
I'll be honest. I was looking through like a list of things to watch, and I realized that I was like, huh, I really enjoyed this, and I haven't read the manga yet, so that's definitely something I'm gonna do. But I was like, and I realized I was like, I really like D&D. What other than something D&D-esque? Feel.
What does D&D stand for?
It's like a Dukes and is it? Dukes
These
and
nuts, dude.
These nuts.
Okay. So yeah, shorter episode. We just kind of wanted to be done with it.
Oh my god, I've been waiting for this day all week. I'll be honest.
I think our pre-stream conversation was longer than this episode.
That's kind of sad.
Yeah, this was just bad. Sorry if you like the show. Also, sorry if you like the show.
I'm not sorry. I'm not.
Oh man.
It could have been better. I'm just saying, I'm not sorry. It just could have been better. I don't care if I hurt your feelings.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna pull up the wiki and I'm gonna just look for the specific characters and see what happens with them.
I'm down with that.
Yeah.
Why is my phone going off?
Okay. Well, other than that, I think we're done here. Tune in next week for Goblin Slayer. I think that's it.
Bye bye.
Bye.